1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost a weekend and you don't know what to do. Or you just need something fun to listen to.
Southside Pod!
Yes, we're on the air.
Pod.
And the gang's all here, all things on the South Side. We're listening to the Southside Pod. Looking for the best Southside breweries. Or you might just need an awesome place to eat.
Southside Pod!
Mount Greenwood, Evergreen,
Southside Pod.
Blue Island, Beverly, Palos, and Allsup too. You're tuned into the Southside Pod.
Southside Pod!
Oakland, Midlothian,
Southside Pod.
Oak Forest, Chicago Ridge, Flossmoor, and Bridgeview. You're listening to Southside Pod.
And bellying up to the 9-foot homemade oak bar. Pour yourself a cold one. Myself, Chris Lanuti. We got Bill. We got Mike. This is Southside Pod. 30 minutes of good in a world of dumb. Couple of cool guests on the show today. We got Papa Hop softball getting back to the South Side next week. And we've got a lot brewing in Palos. We've also supposedly got a Mike story about how he met his wife online. I can't believe this because you're so old. Southside Pod brought to you by Tom Walsh, your Edward Jones financial advisor, 3201 West 111th Street, right at the corner of Kedzie and 111th. Give him a call today. He helps out me with my money. He helps out Bill, 773-779-0023. You met your wife online, huh?
Almost.
You really? You almost?
Almost.
What does that mean? Almost.
How do you
I don't mean,
almost
how do
meet
you
somebody
almost meet
online?
Well, you were in the same computer lab? Where are you at?
It's actually, it's a great story.
Think about how old that they are. They were like in a Prodigy chat room, these two.
We were in a coffee house sharing a Apple IIgs.
Something said you got mail, and there she was.
I heard her, I sent it, and then I heard her
right after you heard the dial tone
Right.
and a bearder.
I pinged her, and she was very close.
No, it's actually kind of a funny story. This is like early dating sites. I think the site was called like American Singles or something like
Oh,
that.
that sounds
No,
like
that's
it
a
lasted.
cheese. That's definitely a cheese. I bought it today.
God, I did it wrong.
American Singles.
They come individually wrapped, right? Yeah.
Who knew? Started as a dating company,
Oh, I hate
and then as
you
a cheese
guys.
company.
So do the guys on American Singles website. They come individually wrapped as well.
It's gonna be one of those 1 hour
And they're
stories.
very
Huh?
cheesy.
And they lived happily ever after.
Wait, you saying you met your wife on a cheese website? You met your wife on a cheese website. So, it was Wisconsin. I met my wife on pepperjack.com.
It's like Only Farmers, but even more
Very spicy.
more weird.
Spicy
Oh, yeah, that's
website.
the spicy site.
Yeah, right.
Most people are on there
That's
just for the sex. On the phone with me right now, we have Lauren Koszola, who has been on the show several times before. She's with the Village of Palos Heights, and she always has a bunch of stuff going on. And with the big weekend here upon us, I figured I would bring her in to find out what is going on in the Palos area. How are you, Lauren?
I'm good. Thanks for having me, Chris. And I'm excited to be back on and tell you all about the fun stuff we have going on here.
Well, I don't know if you heard on last week's episode, but the Village of Lemont made a boastful statement that they had the best fireworks on the South Side.
Wow.
Theirs were the absolute, undisputed best fireworks. How does that make you feel? Because I would imagine Palos has fireworks as well this weekend.
Yes, we have an awesome event on July 3rd, our Independence Day celebration, with a 30-minute fireworks show, which I personally feel is the best one that I've seen in all the years.
Well, you know what's funny is that they told me theirs was super long. 30 minutes seems pretty long to me. 30 minutes you're going to be blowing up stuff in the air?
We are going to be blowing up stuff in the air for 30 minutes. It is. We started that last year. Usually our fireworks show was about 20 minutes prior to that, but now it's 30 minutes. And I think that, we do a pretty great job. I'm not gonna say anything else, but I think that Palos Heights has a wonderful, fabulous over-the-top fireworks display. So I think people should come on out. I know there's a lot of fireworks this weekend, but we also have a band that plays. We're having Soda. They come out every year and play for us. We have a bunch of food vendors. In the morning on the 3rd from 10 to 1, we have inflatables for the kids. So it's a full-day celebration that we have going on here in Palos Heights.
So your fireworks are going to be on the 3rd. That's your big day is going to be the 3rd on Sunday.
Yep, our big day is on Sunday this year. Like I said, starting at 10 a.m., 10 to 1, our inflatables for the kids with games, and it's going to be a ton of fun. And then our nighttime event starts around 5 o'clock with a DJ, food vendors, beer tent. We'll have games for kids out there during the nighttime event, along with our band, and then the big finale of our amazing fireworks show.
Do you ever go like bounce around and check out other places? Like I keep thinking at like Evergreen Park where I'm at, they're doing their whole thing on the 1st. Everything's on Friday. They got their parade at 6:30 in the evening, followed by fireworks. They're getting it out of the way early.
Amazing.
They're not going head to head with you. So on the rest of the weekend, are you traveling around? Do you keep track of what other people are doing? Is there a competition or no?
I would love to do that, but I feel like because then on the 4th we have our parade at noon, so I'm always working this weekend, I feel like, because leading up to our July 3rd and 4th celebration, we always do events leading up to it every single night, so I feel like I have stuff going on, but I think that is something I'm going to do because I usually stay in my own community that I live in, but I think I'm going to have to start traveling and start, coming up with my own little, how was the fireworks show? How long did it last? My own little chart of, grading system.
Yeah, now that I'm hearing the gauntlets getting thrown down with people claiming best fireworks, and I don't know. I mean, people are going to have to get out to all of them this weekend. I would like to hear from people like who actually won this weekend. I think that would be interesting to me.
I'm sure, I would love to hear from the communities how they feel. And I'm sure I could watch stuff on YouTube. Nowadays, fireworks shows always end up on YouTube some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, but how is that fun? How is it fun to watch a video of fireworks?
It's not that fun, I guess.
No, it's not. It's not fun at all. Sounds like a horrible time. Like of all the things I could be wasting my time on the internet, watching fireworks that already went off on YouTube seems like a waste.
I agree. You're right. You're right. So if everyone didn't have their fireworks on July 3rd or 4th, I'd be able to come to them all,
Right. There you go. All right. So after it's all over this weekend, you got the parade on Monday. You got Sunday, the entire festivities from morning until evening when things are blowing up in the sky. 3rd and 4th is where you go in Palos, okay? After the 3rd and the 4th, what else for the rest of the month going on with you?
Yes, we have, every single Wednesday until October 5th, we have our farmers market that goes on from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. So that is happening on July 6th. And on July 7th, we have a concert in the park featuring the Blues Brothers. So that's going to be really fun. That's at Memorial Park from 7 to 8:30. We have food vendors. We have Lake Catherine comes out, and they're selling alcohol this year. We have Aurelio's of Palos Heights. And the Kiwanis come out, and they all sell food and alcohol, so it's super fun. And then our sponsors are out there giving away all the fun things, and then we're usually giving away some stuff for the kids as well on that night. And then we also have an ice cream social coming up. That is on July 28th, and that will coincide with a movie in the park as well. So we're doing a movie in the park featuring The Nightmare Before Christmas, kind of like Halloween in July. Ice Cream Social will start at 7:30, and then the movie will start as soon as it gets dark. And that will be at Myers Park, which is located behind the rec center. And then the city also has their big car show that will be on July 21st. So we have a lot of fun stuff happening. We're always busy in the city of Palos Heights.
The auto show, I remember last year the auto show being huge, going up. I want to say it runs up Harlem Avenue, right?
Yep, it runs on Harlem Avenue, yep.
Yeah, and it takes up a ton of space because I remember we were leaving on a vacation and I was dropping off. Every year, I bring my computer over to Computer Greeks in Palos Heights, okay? They're getting a free plug here. And I go over there and I drop it off and they go through the studio computer and they clean out anything for me. And I always do it when I know I'm taking off a week because I don't need the computer, right? And I happen to pick the date of the show. And I didn't
Oh,
know that.
no.
I wasn't paying attention to you, obviously, when I was talking to you last year on Southside Pod. I just was like, oh, yeah, you got a car show. I didn't write any of that down. So a couple weeks later, I show up to go drop it off, and the entire block is like blocked. I couldn't get anywhere near the place. I had to have somebody come back like the next day after the car show was over and drop off the computer for me while I was driving to the Outer Banks. I mean, like I saw how big it was. I was like, this thing is huge. Is that one of your biggest events? Definitely one of your biggest events of the summer, right?
I would say our Independence Day celebration on the 3rd and the car show are probably two of our biggest events, along with our Kris Kringle market that we do in December. But I would say the car show is one of, if not the biggest event that we do. And it literally takes over Harlem Avenue for that night. So it's on Thursday, July 21st from 5 to 9 p.m. this year. So it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it.
That's awesome. The other thing I wanted to ask you was you mentioned that when you had food vendors coming out, I believe to everything going on, Aurelio's Pizza. Now, I don't know how often I've actually been there, but I see it all the time when I drop off my kid for guitar lessons in Palos over at Westgate Music. I'm giving out all the free plugs today, okay? But I go every week. He goes and takes guitar over there at Westgate in Palos, and Aurelio's is like right there next to him. And even on like the hottest day at like noon when I'm dropping him off on a Tuesday and it's like 95 degrees, there are people sitting in the heat eating hot pizza. Like that must be like a hot Palos place to go to, because if you're eating hot pizza at 95 degrees in the sunshine outside, you must love the pizza. Is that one of the big places? Is it the big place in Palos?
Well, we do have a handful of pizza places, but I do think Aurelio's is... we work with them so much, and I think people just love it. It tastes so good, especially when it's like really hot, and I think people just love it. The owners are friendly, they're welcoming, they're accommodating. We use them and partner with them a lot at the rec center, and I think that the community just loves how friendly and nice they are too. So I do think and they sell slices, and it's easy to just run in, grab a slice, get a Diet Coke or a Coke, and sit out and take 5 minutes to yourself, So I do think the community really loves it, and they're so conveniently located as well. So
oh, yeah, there's plenty of parking right there. But I laughed at it. I was like, man, look how hot it is. And these people are sitting in the heat eating pizza. And I'm like, pizza has never been in the middle of the heat something I would eat. So they must like it a lot.
Yes, that is something I will do, and I love it. And like I said, nicest people too. So they're coming to our July 3rd event. They come to our concerts, they come to our movies. So really great partners we found in them as well. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, it sounds like you got a ton going on, a lot going on this weekend. The fireworks in Palos are going to be on Sunday night. They've got stuff all throughout the day. Give me the location again of where all the events are happening on just Sunday and Monday. The general parade route and where people should go if they're going to Palos on Sunday.
Yeah, the Independence Day celebration on Sunday, July 3rd will be at Memorial Park, which is Route 83 and 76th Avenue. It's where the gazebo's at. It's where our city hall is located as well, if you're plugging that into Google. All of our nighttime events will start at 5 p.m. Our inflatables for the kids are from 10 to 1. And then our fireworks show will start exactly at 9:15 p.m. on the dot if you want to just come out for fireworks. But I do say come out early because people save their spots. They are out there early in the morning saving their fireworks seats. So definitely come out and check out the event. And on Sunday, the 4th of July parade will start at noon, and it will be on Harlem Avenue starting at about where BMO Harris Bank is, and it goes all the way down to Route 83. And we do just a little bit of plug for our parade. We do have a sensory friendly zone, which will be at like 120th to Route 83. And that's just if anyone who may not like the loud sirens and the beeping, or the loud music, that's somewhere that anyone could go who may just need it to be a little bit quieter during the event, and enjoy the parade in its fullest as well. So that's what we got going on.
That's awesome. Lauren Koszola from Palos Heights, I appreciate every time you jump on the show. Next time I'm in Palos, we'll grab some Aurelio's, okay?
Yes, thank you.
Building relationships, supporting the community, and service. These are the things that Country Financial stands for. They're neighbors who lend a helping hand. and support the fabric of your community, including charitable organizations, sports, financial education, and civic organizations. And since Country is already your neighbor, they want to get together and chat. Call your local Country financial representative, Mike Thauer, today at 708-425-1559 to talk about the things that are important to you and how he can help you protect them.
So
AmericanSingles.com.
What year was this? Set the scene. This is
2000
radio.
2001. 2001.
Oh,
So
this is a great site.
this
Is
is-
this post 9/11? Everybody's feeling patriotic, and that's why
No,
that's the name of the site?
It's early
It's
2001. I didn't actually meet her online, so that's
Almost.
You're cruising the American Singles website on your desktop computer.
I'm very sorry, honey. I'm very
Imagine
sorry.
him scrolling, like, look at a different cheese. Oh, that was a hot one. Oh, she's unwrapped there. All right. It's 2001. You're on
Right.
AmericanSingles.com,
Right.
which is not a cheese website.
Not at
It's
all.
It's a dating website.
Dating website.
Why don't you just tell
Go.
the story, Bill?
Right.
You're
No,
doing
I
a great
want to
job.
No, we
I
want to
want to
hear all about
recap.
it. Okay, go ahead.
Okay,
I
so
wanted to recap.
you go on
Log
this
in.
site and like you put your stuff out and you get like 6 matches.
Put your stuff out. What does that mean?
Like,
Yeah,
you
what does
put-
that mean?
You know, you lie about yourself so people
What did you lie about? What did you
what
say?
did you
probably everything like everybody did.
Okay. Did you
Really?
put your real picture up?
Of course, always.
Okay.
Wasn't bald yet. On this site, you get like your first 6 matches, and you can kind of see pictures of people
Without
lower.
paying it a 6 for free?
Yeah, and then you could see pictures of people lower. So I reached out to my first couple matches.
How do they match it? Just by common interest?
Yeah, whatever you know, the questions you fill out.
Okay.
You know,
So was your wife number one?
no, she was in the. You have to pay more if you want to see more.
Really?
Did you not pay for your wife?
No, so I talked to the first girl, but she had just, and this is gonna sound like a bullcrap thing. She had just moved back to Canada.
Oh my God.
She was a model.
She was model
Yeah.
from Canada.
I ended up going
Her
on.
name, Pamela Anderson.
Right.
I ended up going on a date with one girl, and it was like the worst date ever. It was
Really?
Fine, dude.
Where'd you go?
It was a small Irish bar on the north side at like Ashland and Belmont.
All right. So you did that.
And it was terrible. And then my now wife, I met through work. She was working part-time where I was working. We went out with a group of people after, and we liked each other. We went on a couple dates. I go to her apartment for the first time, and I'm getting something out of her refrigerator. And she's got out of her refrigerator. She's got this picture on her refrigerator of her and her college roommate. And I'm looking at him like,
No way.
I'm like, I've seen this picture before.
You were my number 9.
I'm like,
But I wouldn't pay for you.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, she doesn't know that till now.
Right.
But that means I was on her list too.
She wouldn't pay for you.
Neither one of you were worth the money to upgrade on the American
on the
cheese sauce.
cheese side. Right.
I'm staring at this picture and
Much
like,
cheddar.
and I'm sitting there going, man, I've seen this picture before. And then I went home. As I'm driving home, I'm like, oh my God, I know where I saw that. And I called her. I said, hey,
Are you on?
that picture on
American
your
Singles?
refrigerator, I know where I saw it. And she knew the minute I said something at her apartment.
She's like, you're not 6'10".
No, she doesn't remember seeing me on the site.
Of course you didn't, because it wasn't your picture
Yeah.
you
That
were
was
using.
totally my picture.
She went on a date with 1 through 6 already. 3 guys.
It is now time for your Southside Pod Bulletin Board, brought to you proudly by Cool Clouds Vapor Shop. Quitting smoking is hard, and Cool Clouds wants to help you with an alternative. They also have great CBD products available, a knowledgeable staff, and they've been around forever. They know what they're doing in there. Check them out online at coolcloudsvapor.com or stop in and say hi, 3837 West 95th Street in Evergreen Park. I got a couple of messages this week from people who are trying to figure out how to order Sid sauce. It's the only hot sauce I'm using, and the question was, when I look them up on Facebook, I find all these Sid sauces, and I had to remind people it's Sid sauce, S-I-D sauce. If you search that, you will find them. Door-to-door service, they'll bring it right there. A ton of different flavors. Check it out on Facebook today. The Evergreen Park Chamber of Commerce has their 2022 golf outing happening on August the 5th. Fountain Hills Golf Club 12601 South Kedzie Avenue. You can get free golf at the event from Butch Zemar at Elite Benefits of America. All you have to do is go to southsidepod.com, click that little microphone, leave us a message, say you want free golf, or type us a message, write free golf, put your name in there, your email. We draw your name, you're golfing for free. Couple of things you might want to know about going on around the South Side this weekend. Yes, of course, fireworks everywhere. And you heard last week, there's a Lemont food truck festival going on. That's this Saturday, 11 a.m. It starts at the Forge Lemont Quarries. You want more details? Listen to the last episode of Southside Pod. They're all on demand. I think we already mentioned Evergreen Park has their parade and fireworks on Friday. We know what's going on Sunday. Lemont and Palos with their party. There's also a parade in Palos on Monday. So much going on. What are you going to do on Saturday? Oak Lawn has their 4th of July parade down 95th Street. On Saturday, it kicks off at 4 p.m. If you want to know where more fireworks are going to be, look up, for crying out loud. They're gonna be everywhere. If you are recovering at home from an illness or hospitalization, suffering from dementia or Alzheimer's, living with a chronic health condition, terminally ill, or a fall risk, or you know somebody who falls under one of those categories, reach out today to Hibernian Home Care Service. Mary Murphy has 25 years experience in healthcare and is a registered nurse. Learn more at hibernianhomecareservice.com or reach out to Mary at 708-634-2450. That's your Southside Pod bulletin board. If you have something you want to throw on the bulletin board, reach out to us through southsidepod.com. A longer version of this interview is available right now at socksinthebasement.com, on the Sox in the Basement podcast, wherever you can listen to it. But I want to tell people who may not be White Sox fans, who live on the South Side or missed that episode, a little bit about Papa Hops. Tommy and Liam Hopkins down here at the 9-foot homemade oak bar. How you guys doing?
How's it going, Chris? Thanks for having us.
I love that.
Thanks for having us,
I love how professional that you got immediately. Tommy lives 2 doors down from me. I'm not even going to joke about this. I'm not even going to pretend that, like, he's not my neighbor, right? Like, I mean, like, he's like, you should have Sox in the Basement at Papa Hops. I mean, this is a conversation had over beers in the front yard, okay? And now he gets down in front of the microphone and he's like, how are you, Chris? Good to see you. And what's funny is, I don't even know if you're the brains of the operation because your brother seems to run everything, right?
No.
Okay.
No, it's a team effort.
So I want to describe this, but I think it's easiest to let a voice from the past explain Papa Hops a little bit. Take a listen.
The neighborhoods of Beverly, Mount Greenwood, and Morgan Park are far from Chicago's iconic skyline and scenic lakefront. These are communities of working-class families where police, officers, firefighters, teachers, and union laborers and others call home. It's an area of big hearts and belly laughs where neighbors come together to share stories with friends and pray for the sick, make meals for those who are struggling, and shovel snow for the elderly. This is where Tom Hopkins Memorial Foundation began. In the same parks where Papa Hops watches children play baseball, friends gather annually to raise money for youth athletic programs and families struggling in the wake of sudden cancer diagnosis. This is Chicago's South Side. This is 16-inch softball. This is the Papa Hops softball tournament. Now let's play baseball.
So that's Ed Farmer talking about your softball tournament. Give me a little bit more background on what you guys do, why you do it.
Yeah, so we started the Tom Hopkins Foundation in the summer of 2014 after our father, Tom, passed away from a sudden cancer diagnosis. Sports was just something we all grew up on, whether it was baseball, being involved in the community, other athletics, football, basketball. My dad was a big advocate of that to us as children, but also our friends and being involved in the neighborhood. We wanted to host a softball tournament, get the community together, be a little different, do it on a Friday night. And it just took off from day one. And 8 years later, we got 32 teams with 3 different parks, all for a great cause.
This tournament is a big tournament. People are listening right now. There might be some that haven't heard of it, but there are some that have heard of Papa Hops. And from what I understand, these are good softball players. Like every time that you talk to me about this, like, oh, you're looking for somebody to sign up? And you're like, no, Chris, we don't want you. We don't want you to play. We don't want you anywhere near the field. We just want you to come out and watch the game because you get a crowd for these games because they're so competitive.
Yeah, I mean, with the 32 teams that participate, and it starts at 5 p.m., usually, you know, teams will take off after they got other obligations. People block off. They take off work for Papa Hops, and they plan ahead. And, you know, we put together a competitive roster. And, I mean, they want to stay. They want to see it all. They want to win the tournament, but more so for what it's about and what's behind it and our mission within the foundation to honor our dad's legacy, but, pay forward the kindness that people shown our family during our dad's sickness. And we get to help families, unfortunately, that are affected by cancer, whether it's adolescents or adults. Just try to ease that burden during that time frame, because it's a never-ending issue and it's something that doesn't go away. And you just want them to know that we're here supporting them, we're with them during their battle. So that's what draws this community together, that end, but also the night. It's beautiful. Friday night, pack the park, bring the lawn chair, the coolers, the family. We got raffles, kids prizes, jumping funds, food trucks.
Where's it at exactly again?
Kennedy Park, 113th and Western Avenue. That's main base. And then you got games at Mount Greenwood and Beverly Park at 5 p.m. 7 p.m., everything is at Kennedy Park from there on out.
You're considering, from what I understand, I've been told, the possibility of you want these pipes at the championship game? Is that still a thing?
Yeah, I told you.
Why would you do that?
I said you got a voice. Look at a successful podcast like yourself. You got the voice.
I love this.
Great voice.
I'm going to get to do the championship game. Do people even listen to the guy who's up in the booth?
They do. We got our own Gene Honda. He's right here, Chris Lanuti.
So all I'm doing, I'm just announcing, like the now batting thing, right? Like I don't have to start yelling a bloop and a blast and all the other Ed Farmer things that he would do, right? I just have to announce the guys as they come up. That's what I'll do.
Exactly.
Okay. I'm into that. There's beer there as well, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it's a Friday night outside watching 68. So I'm into
Yep.
it. I'm into it. Either of you guys actually play in this, or is this? Do you leave this up for the professional 16-inch softball players? Because there are guys in this city that play this thing at a pro level.
No, the first year we thought we would be able to do it. We did it, but then it just got too out of control. Where it's a full on you're there, you're committed, and there's no softball playing, unfortunately.
Because you're busy doing all the good stuff that you have to do.
Everything
running
starts from
Yeah.
Thursday night all the way till Friday morning, all the way straight up to the tournament.
That's awesome. It's not awesome you don't get to play. It's awesome that it's going so well and it's gotten so big that you have to do that, because that means it's successful, right? If it wasn't successful, you'd be playing in the games.
Definitely.
Right? You'd be like, there's 20 people showed up and blah, blah, blah. No, this becomes like a big event. And I think, and the family is running it. That's what's amazing to me, which must be interesting when you're running an event and you have to tell other family members what to do. Is there somebody that takes charge and yells at somebody else? How does that work?
We just yell at each other. We're a Southside family.
We normally get that. We normally get our occasional argument probably around 2 o'clock.
The 2 o'clock Hopkins argument?
Yeah, we get it all out. People by the time the tournament happens, everything's all good to go and we're ready to go. And we got our family. We got volunteers, whether they're cousins, aunts, uncles, family friends. Field monitors. We have a whole crew of people that we're so lucky and fortunate to have in our corner to help us that day to put on such a great event.
Is there tickets in advance? Just show up? How does this work?
No tickets. It's open to the public. Show up. We got merchandise tents. We're selling our gear, food. Like we said, some raffles. You can make a donation to papahops.org. Visit our website and our social media pages.
I appreciate what you do. I know a lot of people out there appreciate what you do. That's why you should get out here to the tournament, support the tournament. They raise a lot of money at this tournament because people show up there and make a day out of it. And so you should get out there on Friday. Enjoy that. It's not this Friday. It's next Friday. I am honored that this show is a part of Papa Hops this year, and hopefully we'll do it for years to come.
Right on. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it.
What was the rabbit's name in Bambi? It was Thumper. What's this called in radio speak? It's called a bumper. It's a bumper.
Hyatt Home Medical Equipment wants to help people stay independent and in their home. Let's say you or a loved one, a fall risk, have a hard time getting in and out of the bathtub. They can retrofit the tub. They can put hand railings around the bathroom. Now you're not worried about a fall. Let's say you have a loved one that's on oxygen and you want to get more than one tank. Insurance covers that. Now you're not lugging a tank up and down stairs and getting refills all the time. Now you're not worried because there's plenty of oxygen on hand. And if you're one of those out there using a CPAP machine, you should see the new technology out there. They have testing rooms on site, a big, beautiful showroom, and they're located right on the south side. From ramps that go into your home to simple diabetes care, get it all at Hyatt Home Medical Equipment. Get in and see that big, beautiful, brand new showroom. Mention Southside Pod. You get a discount. Visit them at 3518 West 95th Street or check them out online right now at hhme.com. And forget Mike's dating life. That's not even exciting. You see this Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing still isn't over? Like, they still keep going to court? When is this thing ending?
No, I have a question about it, though, because
Yeah.
I really didn't pay attention to it, but I saw the verdict.
Right.
And the verdict was, and excuse me if I get the numbers wrong, but it was something like $15 million to Johnny Depp for defamation against his character that, for whatever, I don't know, that he was a white beater.
It was like a certain amount was punitive, a certain amount of, there was a
And
bunch
then
of different stuff.
$2 million to Amber Heard for defamation that she made everything up.
No, and here's the funny thing.
But she did.
She did make it up.
So what?
That's really weird to me. And the fact that it's against Johnny Depp, even though he never said it.
It was
his
his attorney.
said it. So
Right.
it was.
Does he pay her then?
I don't know, because I saw the attorney like pumping his fist after him. Like, that guy's not paying $2 million to anybody.
Well, no,
Like,
I'm
that's
sure
on the
The
bill.
only one
I'm
that
sure
was
that
lawyers.
attorney made more than that
Right.
on the fees from Johnny
That's
Depp.
on the bill.
The
that
lawyers
$2 million.
won.
Right.
America lost.
Right. America lost. Trust me, all of us lost.
Like took a crap on his bed.
I think that's allegedly. Remember, everything you say about her, say allegedly, because she's
Right.
trying to get that money
just
back.
cost me $2
She's
million.
gonna have all of us in court.
I did. Wait, I'm like insured on the show, right?
No. So allegedly.
You don't have an umbrella policy? Oh my
Everything,
God.
everything we say from this point on is alleged and not fact.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
She crapped on his bed.
Crapped in the bed.
Thank you for listening to see what's happening on the Southside Pod. On the Southside Pod. Join us again and be sure to tell a friend about the Southside Pod. About the Southside Pod. All things about the neighborhood we live in. All things about the places that we go. It's the best side of Chicago, the South Side Pod.
How angry do you have to be at somebody to crap in the bed? Right?
I love,
especially when it's your bed.
the little
Because she
memes that-
sleeps in the bed too.
Right.
It was their
Yeah,
bed.
right.
She was so angry.
Their bed.
Crapped in the bed.
Right.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Right in the center of where she
The little
sleeps.
memes of like Johnny Depp like rolling his eyes and laughing at things that are said. And one time, like the lawyer, like he objected his own comment.
Right.
Like, their lawyers were just awful. And there was one guy who was a witness, and his name was like, and again, this is not correct.
Everything's
probably.
alleged.
His name was like Robert Spiegel or something like that.
Rob Spiegel?
No, not him. But he was like a
Reeb Spiegel.
psychologist, and they put him up in the stands, and this guy was
Spiegel?
like crazy. He looked like Christopher Lloyd from Back to the Future.
Of course
and
he
he
did.
basically was saying like, I don't know anything.
Reagan?
He's like,
Why
I have
are
no
you
idea.
here?
And he was like the worst witness ever. He's like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Why did you even bring me here?
But it turns out that there was like a world-renowned psychologist that worked with Johnny Depp named Robert Spiegel.
They brought the
They brought the wrong guy.
That's amazing to me.